Hey, kitties. Get on down. Okay. We got work to do. Let's go clean out the old farm kitchen. Watch out, Ronnie. I don't want to run you over, buddy. Come on, little girl. Y'all always tempt me, but I never would run you over for nothing. Hey, Cletus. Kitchen today. As close to it as I can. Halal'YAHUAH. Well, it is a mess in here, and this is my farm kitchen that I keep things stored in, just things here and there. So it's become a mess. Y'all ever have one of those rooms where it's just a catch-all? This is part of the old house, the old farmhouse, and the kitchen was added onto it a long while back. It was not originally part of it. So anyway, what's really cool about it is I use it for storage, and it hasn't looked like this in forever. So it's time to get to work and clean out all these boxes. These cardboard boxes. Most folk would say don't throw those out, put them in your garden, great for worm food, blah blah blah. Okay, I'm not arguing that point, but honestly I started thinking about that, and I see all the ink on the boxes, you know, what kind of chemicals are in these boxes. We really don't know. I'm not going to put, I did it I think year before last. I didn't do it this past year, but I'm not going to do it because, you know, specified point. Ink, chemicals, don't want them in my garden. Alright, and you see lots of vodka boxes, or a couple of them, because I make tinctures, and being an herbalist you have to have your alcohol solvent. So this is an adorable kitchen, and I want it back to its adorableness. So let's get busy cleaning up this mess. Oops, let's see. There we go. Oh, that's so much better. Alright. See, I ain't all about just crochet and sewing and gardening and farming and urban, but I am all about reading scripture now. That part I ain't gonna say I ain't all about. I just got a lot of stuff going on that Yahweh has gifted me that I can do. And organizing is one of them. Let's get to it, y'all. Alright, every farm has a pit somewhere that you burn your stuff. So, we're gonna go to the pit. Lost the box on the way. Y'all got any rotten apples or fruit? Give them to your chickens. They will come and eat them. Some of chickens are pickier than others. Should I say peckier than others? Ha 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 ha. Okay, bad joke. But anyway, they will eat these apples or any kind of fruit. As you can see, my baby's over yonder in my other coop. They're pecking at the apples right now. See that little girl? She knows what the deal is. So yeah, keep that in mind. Rotten fruit. Well, not rotten, but spoiled fruit. Give them to your chickens. They'll eat it. Back in here. Now, the first year I started urban around here, I went crazy. First and second year. And as you can see, I dug up everything, I gathered everything, I hung it out to dry, and then I just forgot about it. So this is a mixture of chicory, black-eyed Susan. I'm sure there's some echinacea in there. So what do you do with the herbs you accidentally forget about? Are they still fine to use? Well, if they were probably less than a year old, but see, I've had them hanging in here. I should have hung them to dry and then put them in a bag, at least, but I didn't. So these beautiful things, they are quite pretty. I'm probably going to keep these just for looks here that's hanging down off of my cabinets. But this here monstrosity, I'm going to take and actually go put in my little veggie compost and put it back in the ground. And there'll be seeds actually in here that I could actually, honestly, truthfully, save the seeds. They're loaded with seeds. Loaded with seeds. See? But we've got a lot that already grows wild in the pasture. But what I could do is I could take these seeds and just go around the farm and distribute them. But yeah, right now I'm just going to go put everything in the compost pile because I have so much more left to do. Is that not pretty? So I will actually be distributing these in my gardens. I think mixing herbs in your garden is a very, very fine thing. So yeah, let's just do that. They actually smell pretty nice. So this ain't wasting. A lot of people would consider this wasting. This ain't wasting. This is giving back. So yeah, there's an idea. Old herbs you forgot about, give back to the ground. They'll give back to you. That's the way Yahuwah created them. That they always give to you. And there's a reason for that. Think about it. Right, here's y'all a tip. I know I say this a lot, but it's the truth. As an herbalist, I go through a lot of vodka because I make a lot of tinctures, because I have a lot more folk coming into my days now that I help. So it requires having an alcohol solvent on hand to make tinctures. I have some put back, of course, and I have empty bottles. Lots of empty bottles. Now here's y'all a thought. I used to at first just chunk these empty bottles into the pit. You know, no, they won't burn, but they kind of get broken down over time. But instead of just chunking these, I've got like 1, 2, 3, 4 cases here, and that's 24 bottles. You know what you can do with these? Well, you can rinse them out real fine, put them out in the sun, let them dry out, and store water in them. But make sure you, like I said, rinse them out really fine. And they're just dusty from being in here. That's all it is. It washes right off. But, yep. Take these bottles, rinse them out really well. I think you can even use a little bit of baking soda or something. And then put them out in the sunshine when you know it's going to actually be a sunny day, in a safe spot, and let them air dry, and then store water in them. You can store any kind of, you know, drinking water. I don't see why you can't. I mean, it's obviously clean, and, you know, the alcohol kills pretty much anything and everything, for the most part. Not all, but for the most part. So I would trust being able to drink water out of these after rinsing them out and letting them air dry. So yeah, don't throw out your vodka bottles if they're glass bottles. Reuse them. Now, I have a question for y'all. I have been keeping those Sunny D containers over here. You know, they're the jugs, Sunny D jugs, as you can see through here. Because those I'm going to also store water in. Not drinking water, though. I'm just going to have emergency backup water for those. And I got to get to that. I mean, like, ASAP. But I'm bad about wanting to keep and reuse everything. Okay, I've got a handful of these right here. And I know I've got to get away from using this chemical softener on our clothes. Y'all, everything that ain't great for us, well, howdy, little kitty kitties. They make very appealing. They make the container very appealing. They make the smell very appealing. It's like, oh, and they make it extremely, what's the word I'm looking for? Convenient. So I have used the hound out of Swivitable, or Suavitel, however you say it. And I have some more in that plastic bag. Okay? But I study these containers, and I'm like, there's got to be something I can use these containers for. And then some of you might say, well, store water in there, just like, with Sunny D jugs. That's an idea. But is there any other ideas y'all have? Because I looked this stuff up. I don't just come up here and ask y'all for questions, for answers or whatever. Be lazy and not have to search into it myself. See, I got some in the back of the gator right now. So I'm going to put those back underneath the sink here until I can maybe find a use for them. But I don't want to keep them no longer than I have to, because I want to find a use for them. And I need to get back to making my own softeners and washing powders and liquid and stuff. But yeah, if you got any ideas, throw them out to me, please, because I don't really want to throw them out. Even maybe the cap. Do you have any ideas for the cap? But I prefer the whole container. All right, let's get to it. There is a bag of yarn. This ain't my yarn. This is my husband's mama when she was living, her yarn. And it's very old yarn. But I'm not going to chunk it. I just don't really care for some of the wild colors in there. Like right there. Some people would really like, I guess. I mean, I could take it to the thrift store. And, yeah. Or I could just keep it and use it for something. I don't know. Come up with something. If you get an idea, let me know. Okay. Here's another tip. Okay, you see this mess here? It wasn't this past year. It wasn't the year before. It was actually... I'm wanting to say 2 years ago. I had stored food out here in this farm kitchen because it's more like a root cellar than anything. It keeps things cool in here for some odd reason. There is a what do they call that underneath us? I don't think it's a basement, or is it a basement? Anyway, I think there's a basement underneath here, or a walk down root cellar, something like that. I'm not going underneath this house. You couldn't pay me $100,000 to go underneath this old farmhouse. Ain't gonna do it. Snake Harbor down yonder. That's their territory. Up here is mine. So, anyway, I had stored all my food out here. And it was the winter 2 years ago where it got in the negative, like -17, -13 for like 2 weeks straight. And all of my jars and my taters over there. I've got taters and squash and taters. Anyway, the jars froze and they came unsealed, but then they resealed. And, that's just waiting for, that's like, you don't test that. Botulism is all I can think. So, yeah, it's a lot of wasted food, and it's disheartening to me. And so I've been meaning to empty it out for over a year. Well, we all get busy. And then sometimes we just get lazy, So I forgot it. Out of sight, out of mind kind of thing. So, yeah, it's better. No, I don't do that. I've got to empty out all this beautiful food. I'm going to do it in a bucket, and then I'm going to take it over the hill and dump it. Not here near my chickens or anything like that, because like I said, I don't trust it. I wouldn't dare eat it. There's no telling what's in these jars now. And that's that. So then it got down to freezing again. And I come in here, and it was a sweaty mess. You can see that. Yes, Crystal Jean has got to get busy. taking care of these jars because the lids I won't keep, but the jars, of course, I'm going to reuse. Now, your sunflower seeds and your rice and your beans, they should be fine. They should be fine. I mean, as far as I know, the rice and beans are fine. And just to make sure, I'll test a little, one of these. But I believe the rice and beans are fine. And the sunflower seeds. But the rest of it, no. The sunflower seeds ain't canned or nothing like that. But they've actually sealed because of the temperatures out here. Because it gets so cold during the wintertime. So, yeah. Don't put your food out in a place that gets in the negative in the wintertime. It normally doesn't stay like that around here. That winter 2 years ago was extremely frigid, and it did. And I had forgotten about this over time. So, yeah, no more mistake. This is jarring 101 mistake. Don't do it. We've all done something stupid. Well, here you go. This is one of my stupids. Okay, let's get busy. I still got lots to do before the husband gets home. So, see all that? Yes, I see all that too. Let's do something about it. Hey, Mabel. Hey, pretty girl. You are so pretty. You got the prettiest eyes. Yeah, you do. She's really pretty. You probably can't see her from the glare of the sun. There's my little herb patch I made this year beside my barn. Actually, it did pretty well. I established, oh man, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, about 12 herbs in that little herb patch right there. Oh, here comes Bossy. She acts like she ain't got nothing to eat. She's got hay. Don't let her fool you. But anyway, yeah, everything is pretty much dormant right now. But whenever it goes back this spring, Yahuwah desiring, it's going to be beautiful. I had to put a fence up around everything because I got daggone cats that won't just tend their own and dogs that want to spray everything, or mark everything, I should say. So I have to put up gates and stuff. And plus there's rabbits and mess. So it keeps them out. So let's go get this done. I wanted to pinpoint something, women. Y'all see this thing right here? This pole? And then that pole right yonder? And it's got lines on it. You gals that didn't grow up with grandmas that hung clothes out to dry, that's called a clothesline. Now, I'm not being hateful. I ain't being smart when I tell you this. I'm trying to let you learn something. If you can't dry your clothes on the inside, dry them out on the outside. Have your darling help you put up a clothesline. Yes, they do exist. And they're a thing of beauty. And mine gets used right often. That's Sugar. That's our little half-blind, half-deaf, almost three-legged sometimes dog. Poor little old thing. She's old as the hills. Sometimes you can be right beside her and crank something and she don't even hear you. But she's a sweetheart. She's our elderly on the farm. Yeah, sweet girl. And there, of course, look at that. He knows exactly what he's all about. Aha! I caught you over here near my veggie patch. Nah, he can't get to it. I don't think he can get to it anyway. You keep your poop on that side of the pasture, buddy. I don't want none of your manure in my veggie compost. You got me? Understand me? Alright. Okay, this is my veggie compost. I think that's better. It consists of any and everything vegetable or fruit related. That is an old coconut hull, some oranges that had saw their prime, nanners, taters, skins, onion peels. I'm sure there might be a pumpkin or two up in here. And it's actually quite deep. This was a hole. This was probably about right at a 2-foot hole, 1.5 feet at least. So this is where I'm going to dump my herbs that I didn't use that dried out, and I'm going to put them in here because this is going to continue to get bigger before it's time to put it on my garden. So, hello baby. As y'all can see, our starving cows. They look like they're really starving, right? They're acting like, oh, look at here. That's something to eat. Well, no, it's not. Not for you. It's for the ground to eat. Y'all have plenty on your ribs. Got it? I ain't going to show y'all the pit where I dump everything else out because, I mean, whose pit, dump pit, you burn pit, is pretty. You know, you don't need to see everything. So, yeah, the pit is just where I dump everything that can be burnt and burn it. So, like all the boxes and cardboard boxes and stuff. So, that's that. And they're just curious right now, my cats. They're always curious. Again, ladies, girls, you can make a clothesline out of anything. I have it connected to the pole of my barn. It goes to this tree that I've got a screw hook in that used to be connected to a gate. It's clothesline wire. It has clothespins on it. And I just leave this beautiful little crocheted runner, is what it looks like, that I got at the thrift store. I just leave it hanging up there. It just looks so pretty. And I hang other clothes out on it also, but I just think that gives it, my barn and my little section over here, just an old-fashioned, old-timey look, and I love that. But yes, clothesline number 2. Make it out of anything. Tie it to anything. Just put you one up. Get back to your roots. I get my little barn finished inside, and we'll be doing a lot of caulks in there and on the porch, but mostly on the inside. There's a lot that can be learned inside of an old barn. Well, it's not really old, but there's a lot that can be learned inside of a barn. You can learn how to sew, you can learn how to make herbs, tinctures, remedies. You can learn how to crochet, you can learn how to cook on a wood cook stove. There's all kinds of things that can be done inside of an old-fashioned little barn. There's the garden space. It's looking kind of poorly right now, but most folks' garden spaces are looking kind of rough about right now. There's some tarp in there that I had covered up my fall crops, which we had winter come early in the fall this year, so my fall crops didn't fare. There's still okra standing right there. So anyway, I'll till it come spring and get it planted, but that's the beautiful garden spot that I've had for a handful of years now. My ladybug tiller over yonder, she is the bomb. And yeah, everybody needs garden space. But I'm fixing to extend my garden. So I've got my herb patch over there, I got my garden here, and then I'm fixing to make another big garden. Halal'YAHUAH. He extends for his children. Alright, we're going to wrap it up in here. I'm fixing to move these boxes. I'm going to sweep out that. I used to have the mice under control in here. I right smart, I really did. And then I just kind of quit coming over here so often. And now, of course, they moved back. And I need to sweep that out and Clorox that out. But I'm going to take these boxes and of empty vodka bottles and slide them up in there so they'll be off the floor and out of the way. And while I'm at educating some of you young gals, this is called a skillet. It is not for whacking your husband upside the head with. It's actually for cooking. Okay? You cook in these. You make delicious breakfasts and dinners and suppers in these. It's called a skillet. Not a man beater. Unless he deserves it. Which a few women probably would too, but be nice to your darlings, to your husbands and your wives. Don't make them use a skillet. Yeah, heavy. Okay, so, yep, we're fixing to put these bottles back underneath here. Move some stuff around. Maybe move some stuff into the old part of the old farmhouse. I don't like going in there, but get it out here because I use this way more than I do that place over yonder, or right through the wall. So we'll probably put a few things over yonder, and then I'll bring you back whenever I get it all situated, because I've got a lot more work to do. That'll be a different video. And yep, I've got some things I've just got to get out of here, and some things I need to move around and sweep and clean, and desirably be using this little kitchen for something. I'm not saying so much cooking or nothing like that. I don't really want to do that, but for other preparations of some sort, it would be great. So I just wanted to bring y'all along today, show you my mess, because I honestly love being real with y'all. You know, a lot of people appreciate that. I appreciate watching people show you the real deal, and not as staged up pretty all the time. Now, if you live that way, that's great. That is great. Trust me, I admire that about you. But I think just every now and then, people have stuff that they put on the back burner and they need to control it, and I need to control this mess, and then it will look all prettied up. But until then, you know, this is real living on a farm. You get busy, you get working, you take care of your animals, you try to take care of yourself. But the thing is, the farm wife, as I call ourselves, and you don't have to be a farmer's wife to be a farm wife. Like I said, my husband is a truck driver. He ain't a farmer. I am a farmer. I have been since I was a little old gal sprouting up. The farm wife has a lot of things to do because she's the keeper of the home, and she's also the keeper of the farm. You know, a lot of farm wives do have husbands that are farmers, and you know, while he's out busy keeping the lands and stuff going, well, you know, the farm wife is at home, and she's got organization to do. She's got cleanup to do. She's got storing up food to do. She's got, you know, remedies to make. She's got cats to keep fed and dogs, and preservation is like key. Preservation has always been key on a farm. It ain't nothing new. It's always been that way. It ain't a fad. You know, it ain't a fad. It's roots. But you know who's the root of it all? Is our Creator Yahweh. You know, our days, ourselves can look like this right here. All a big mess. But you let Him come into your lev, your heart, and He'll start cleaning it up. Little by little. And it'll all start coming together. And it'll all be one pretty picture. Think about that, okay? We all need them. Oh. Now go outside and enjoy this beautiful day that Yahweh has made. Shalom from Hilltop Hollar, y'all. Tony says, Halal'YAHUAH.